Republic of the Philippines, Supreme Court of the Philippines, 3rd floor, new Supreme Court Building Annex, Padre Fora Street, Ermita, Manila City, 1000, Metro Manila. 100 million Filipinos, people of the Philippines, Tiburcio Villamor Marcos, et al., U.S. Treasury, et al., World Bank Group, et al., Federal Reserve System, et al., International Monetary Fund, et al. Plaintiff versus Armando M. Tatanco Jr. et al., Carlos G. Dominguez III, et al., Alfredo C. Antonio, et al., Juan D. D. Zuniga Jr., et al., Valentin A. Aranita, et al., Felipe M. Vidalia, et al., Armando L. Cerritos, et al., Diwasiga Nagundo, et al., Henry D. Vera, et al., Lorella F. Fernandez, et al., Ilmorio Capulli, et al., Cesar Antonio Velasquez Purisima, et al., Lila M. D. Lima, et al., Manuel Aranita Rojas II, et al., Franklin Magtun Ordrillan, et al., Fidel V. Ramos, et al., Juan Ponce Enrile Sr., et al., Antonio F. Trillanesh, et al., Feliciano Belmonte Jr., et al., Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, et al., Jose Miguel Arroyo, et al. Eduardo Danding Murphy Cojuanco Jr. et al., Lucio Citan, Sr. et al., Benigno Simeon Aquino III, et al. Defendants. Republic Act 26, RA 265, RA 2259, RA 337, RA 496, RA 5445 to 5446 Article 11, Section 1 to 24. Old and New Constitution. LRC now the LRA under Civil Case number 997 of CFI, Branch 27, Pasay City and Incorporated 2, LRC/Civil Case number 3957P. 4. Certiorari motion to show cause. Crimes and demand. Antitrust violations to the Monetary Board, treasons, corruptions, fraud, criminal, economic saboteur, money laundering and plunder, land grabbing, falsification of public documents. ALIAS writ of execution, demolition, and possession order. In the preponderance of evidence is parties and interest, to substantiate with the virtue of justice in the case at bar, based on the court records available, particularly judgment with compromise agreement of February 4, 1974 and January 19, 1976, the predicament is best be applied to the prejudice of the herein movant. The Republic of the Philippines, because the Honorable Solicitor General after submission of its proposal in behalf of the Republic of the Philippines had entered with the heirs of late Prince Julian Macleod-Tallano II, owner of the lands evidenced by OCT number T-01-4, TCT number T498, and TCT number T408. And upon the execution of his last will and testament in the Court of Amicus Curiae 7th Judicial Court of Pasay, Manila, Philippines on 7th of April 1962 in favor to his grandson in the name of Tiburcio Villamor Marcos with code name TVM. LSM 666, as a new successor heir of the real estate properties equipped with 1616 Supreme Court orders kept in archive section, and other asset commodities, the Constitution was approved and amended by the Supreme Court of the Philippines adopting the Proclamation-Declaration of the Gift of Love by His Excellency President Elpidio Quirino, conformed by Central Bank Governor Honorable Miguel Cuaderno Sr., protected by Treaty of Perpetual, Treaty of Paris dating back December 10, 1898, Treaty of Versailles January 28, 1919 and Treaty of Understanding and Concordance of Agreements dated May 8, 1945. Lawfully registered in the Trilateral Society Commission under the law of international, and recognized by the 196 League of Nations, a judgment with compromise agreement which was rendered on February 4, 1972. Hence, the Republic of the Philippines is barred by estoppel and the pain of res judicata. Instead, based on the court records, the movement tolerated the long period of time after the maturity of bilateral minefield breakthrough successor agreements signed by the international community dating back 1950, maturity in the year 2005 with 5-year moratorium officially ended in the year 2010. Before the class suit and motion for execution of judgment has been filed at the Supreme Court of the Philippines last February 9, 2017. Yet, it took a long overdue for more than 7 years, before said motion had been filed finally. Perhaps, for public interest, this is also prelude to the UN ECOSOC implementation, United Nations Economic and Social Council. Known as State of the International Court of Justice Chapter 9 International Economic and Social Cooperation, for the benefit of every Filipino. The owner/intervener in the name of Tiburcio Villamor Marcos with code name TVMLFM 666 with his existing writ of execution, demolition, and possession order issued by the Supreme Court of the Philippines dating August 11, 1976 stated. Whereas, the lawful heir of Prince Julian MacLeod-Tallano or Cruz Villamor Tallanos family clan known as the Code of TVMLFM 666 by virtue of the proclamation of gift of love, last will and testament, the successor heir, mortis causa under just civil annals over the real estate property covered by OCTT-01-4 known as Hacienda Filipina Archipelago, with 7,169 islands/inlets and his subsidiary El Banco Español Filipino offshore capital as depositor in trust in 77 prime banks around the world. Whereas, all lands occupied by the government structure either national or local purchase only 4,440,460 square meters 4,440,460 located in La Mesa Dam portion of Old Balara, Quezon City paid by the National Treasurer of the Philippines the sum of 22,500,000 pesos. Pesos 22,500,000.00 under President Sergio Osmeña Sr. and President Carlos P. Garcia administration. Whereas, ordering the Honorable Register of Deeds of the town, cities, provinces, including Sabah North Borneo where the land is located and or directly the Honorable Register of Deeds of the Province of Rizal, Honorable Register of Deeds of Pasay and Honorable Register of Deeds of Manila ordered to adopt the reconstituted original certificate of ownership and duplicate copies of the land title OCT number T01-4. In the issuance of expedient CTCTS4 in favor of Tiburcio Villamor Marcos as the last successor heir of the late Lacan-Acan TAGEAN-TALLANO, Prince Julian MacLeod-Tallano II, married to Princess Isabel III having aliases and code name and flat their heirs assigned including the issuance of the expediency titles of the successor heir Tiburcio Villamor Marcos, the government office of the President of the Philippines and their staff, the National Treasury and their staffs, the Solicitor General and their staffs and the Governor of Central Bank of the Philippines and their staffs including Monetary Board of Authority has been ordered to return the gold bullion consisting of 617,500 metric tons in the year 2000 plus 5-year moratorium ended 2005. Whereas, in the bilateral minefield breakthrough successor agreement signed by the international government, only Tiburcio Villamor Marcos coded TVMLFM 666 has the discretionary power to move or remove the assets commodities in the year 2005, implementer of the Master Plan for Peace Development Project in the year 2007. Whereas the 217,500 metric tons of gold 217,500 metric tons of AU have already been exported to different countries of the world and the 400,000 metric tons of gold 400,000 metric tons of AU and nuggets deposited in trust in Central Bank of the Philippines for a long-range investment program ended 2005. All assets commodities owned by El Banco Español Filipino offshore capital will be returned in good faith to TVMLFM 666 after maturity in 2005 with updated balance sheet plus 5% royalty fee starting in 1969 up to the present and its succeeding years after 2005. The successor heir Tiburcio Villamor Marcus is the only person authorized to move or remove the precious metals in accordance with Republic Act 26, Section 4 and bilateral minefield breakthrough successor agreement signed on 1950. Therefore, hereof, we hereby order writ of execution, demolition, and possession order. The order for the possession and demolition order was approved, filed by intervenor heirs of Julian MacLeod-Tallano II with constitutional rights embodied on February 4, 1972 judgment with compromise agreement and that March 21, 1974 clarification order, which are now the true essence of justice as they pleaded so long a period of 12 years court battles. Therefore, further, by this order the jurisdiction of the International Court of Justice, Court of Arbitration, International Court of Hague and International Security Council to serve for the interest of the lawful heir, beneficiaries of the late Prince Julian MacLeod-Tallano and all Filipinos as priority beneficiary of the World Peace Community Development Projects in general. Otherwise anyone who defies this order shall be dealt accordingly with the fullest force of the law. So ordered. Supreme Court of the Philippines, August 11, 1976. Signed by Fred Ruz Castro, Chief Justice, Supreme Court of the Philippines, Enrique Agana, Presiding Judge, Court of Pasay, Gregorio Licaris, Governor, Central Bank of the Philippines, Ferdinand E. Marcos, President, Legal Counsel of TVMLSM 666, Antonio M. Noblehis, Commissioner, Land Registration Commission. That after February 4, 1972 judgment with compromise agreement, the clarificatory order was been issued on November 4, 1975 that rectified the clarificatory order of March 21, 1974 together with its clarificatory decision, which was issued on January 19, 1976 correcting, amending, and reversing the previous one by operation of the law. Said decision, including that judgment with compromise agreement dated February 4, 1972, and orders had been long became final and executory on February 19, 1976, and the same way properly executed. On several occasions, while that judgment of February 4, 1972 was executed on April 7, 1975 through Private Sheriff, Attorney Epitacio Sobahana and another execution were ended on November 7, 1974 and on March 7, 1979 by virtue of writ of execution, possession, and demolition dated September 10, 1974 where court approval that deputized Attorney Epitacio Sobahana as Private Sheriff certified by virtue of Sheriff's return of November 17, 1975 and that alias writ of execution, possession, and demolition dated October 8, 1978 and duly certified by virtue of Sheriff's return of May 4, 1979 for, and in favor to His Royal Highness Tiburcio Villamor Marcus Tallano TAGEAN IV. The case at bar had been rested in peace for quite so long and its judicial stability should be well respected in toto without exemption. Nevertheless, assuming therefore, the clarificatory decision and order in the case at bar is signed per judicio, it became final after the prescribed time frame within which to perfect an appeal shall have terminated accordingly, or lapsed and that will, upon the lapsation of 45 days from the days on which the party who may appeal, have been served with a required of motion for execution of judgment indeed. After January 19, 1976, clarificatory decision which reached to February 20, 1976, by the operation of the law said proceedings supposed to become final on February 20, 1976. And since the time for appeal is fixed by law, it provides an allowance, by taking off therefrom the period during which a motion, to set aside the judgment, or for reconsideration has been pending. Assuming, moreover, that the judgment is erroneous, except when such facts were illy recorded, and the attention of this honorable court had been usually called upon like what the owner/intervenors had done previously calling the attention of my predecessor, then Honorable CFI Judge Enrique Agana, that many times asserting their rights for correction on November 4, 1975 before Lapse of time. Such error, unless jurisdictional, could have been corrected by regular appeal within the time frame. Naturally, decisions and orders, whether erroneous or not, became final after the time frame as fixed by law. Otherwise, litigation would be fatal to all when institution of justice would have no end. Yet, no court suit would be finally settled for justice, and titles to properties and subject interest involved would, the same, become precarious if the government authority, for baseless reasons, would be allowed to reopen then anew. Said court proceedings which had been long put into rest in accordance with the tenet of jurisprudence, even the Supreme Court cannot even change the doctrine adapted in the interpretation of the law affecting this subsequent case made by Justice Tribunal of any level. Because, under said court litigation, it was held, that the subsequently interpretation of the law could be applied only to a new case and certainly not to a case that had been long resting, and meritoriously resolved for a long time finally and conclusively determined. Inasmuch as judicial doctrine have only prospective operation. Yet, posterior changes in the doctrine of justice system by the Supreme Court cannot retroactively effect on amending or nullifying a prior final decision in the same proceedings where previous court litigation executed done, whether the case be civil or criminal in nature. As it was observed by this honorable court, there were an apparent strategic deception over the manifestation of the solicitor in today's motion alleging that required court proceedings in the case at bar had never held, and it was purely a mistake of the Surgeon solicitor in replying the judgment in favor of the owner/interveners, while they allege there were no proceedings at all, which was a baseless ground in toto. Now therefore, since 1950, established the C1 C219 21777, and in 1971 proclamation of the Decree 168 for ABL program, printed demonetized Philippine currency notes inside and outside the Philippines, where the group of the Board of Governors recognized by the Fund Committee by major international financing institutions led by the World Bank, International Monetary Fund IMF, U.S. Federal Reserve System and the U.S. Treasury. The backup of set of ABL Bagan-Lipunan and other demonetized currency under Code of 010L50 based in the decision of the Court of Pasay City, Philippines, in accordance with Republic Act 26, only successor heir is authorized to move and remove the asset commodities in the year 2002-2007, under the Law of Ownership Act Article 426. 427 and 428, shall adhere to the proper rules and regulations of the redemption under his Code of 1738 to 777. As embodied in the Certificate of Entitlement with Special Trust deposited by virtue of Declaration in Trust Agreement covered by Global Immunity, and insured at Lloyd's of London Insurance, the right and duties of bailor and bailee, the bailee must exercise care so as not to permit injury to or destruction of the properties of TVMLSM 666 by himself, or third party after maturity date. The bailee return the property in good faith by virtue of the rule of Trilateral Society of Global Fund unless disagreed. The Article 61, made by the Embargo Act 1807 shall be implemented without court order. The Alpha Omega World Development Mass Hall Program as the institution registered at the National Association for Security Dealers Amex has designation to implement the UN ECOSOC Article 55, 56, and 57 through the chairmanship of His Royal Highness Tiburcio Villamor Marcus Tallano TAGEAN the 4th Global Funder with titular decree of 0102274 a 7-star Governor General of International Security Council of United Nations. He took his oath of office at the Supreme Court of the Philippines dated August 11, 1978, through Chief Justice Fred Luz Castro. And on March 28, 2012 the Supreme Court of the Philippines invited him again to take his oath for the second time, and was officiated by Chief Justice Renato C. Corona, being a global funder and peacekeeper for humanities. Article 55, with a view to the creation of conditions of stability and well-being which are necessary for peaceful and friendly relations among nations, based on respect for the principle of equal rights and self-determination of peoples, the United Nations shall promote a. higher standards of living, full employment, and conditions of economic and social progress and development, b. solutions of international economic, social, health, and related problems, and international cultural and educational cooperation, and c. Universal respect for, and observance of, human rights and fundamental freedoms for all without distinction as to race, sex, language, or religion. Article 56. All members pledge themselves to take joint and separate action in cooperation with the organization for the achievement of the purposes set forth in Article 55. Article 57. The various specialized agencies, established by intergovernmental agreement, and having wide international responsibilities, as defined in their basic instruments, in economic, social, cultural, educational, health, and related fields, shall be brought into relationship with the United Nations in accordance with the provisions of Article 63. Such agencies thus brought into relationship with the United Nations are hereinafter referred to as specialized agencies. Article 58. The organization shall make recommendations for the coordination of the policies and activities of the specialized agencies. Article 59. The organization shall, where appropriate, initiate negotiations among the states concerned for the creation of any new specialized agencies required for the accomplishment of the purposes set forth in Article 55. Article 60. Responsibility for the discharge of the functions of the organization set forth in this chapter shall be vested in the General Assembly and, under the authority of the General Assembly, in the Economic and Social Council, which shall have for this purpose the power set forth in Chapter 10. Signed, Her Royal Highness Tiburcio Villamor Marcus Tallano TAGEAN, the fourth sole redeemer of Flattened Trust Accounts Globally C1, C2, C19, 21, 777, Successor Heir of OCT, T-01-4, TCT, T-408, T-498/ Hacienda Filipina, Archipelago. United Nations, 7-star Governor General, Coran Sole Signatory, Codename TVMLFM 666, U.S. Treasury ID, IC 60, 847, 9, Titular Decree Number 010-22-7408, Federal Reserve System ID Number C60, 84. 79, Global Funder Trilateral Number 54, 32, 11, 01, 10. Co-Chairman the Committee of 300, Member G20 to 23H World LSM Alpha Omega, Member of the Board Trilateral Commission. Chairman Al Banco Esperol D. Filipino D. Esabel II, World Chairman Alpha Omega Global Mars Hall Program, Member the International Security Council of United Nations. The omnipotent creator Alpha Omega World Governance is the main umbrella of United Nations Organization, the Pentagon, the World Bank, the International Monetary Fund, the International Finance Corporation, and invisible governance liable to the outbreak of civilization, is the backbone of nations worldwide, responsible to all global diplomacy, tradings, commerce, banking, communication, and open businesses, either multi, macro or micro transbusinesses. Republic of the Philippines, City of Mandaluyong, Metro Manila. I, Attorney Eduardo RES, after being sworn to in accordance with law, depose and say that I was requested to prepare an attestation clause in this above entitled case, that the petitioner complainants caused the preparation of such alias writ of execution, demolition, and possession order, and I have read, and know the contents thereof, that the allegations therein are true of their knowledge and mine too. Signed, Attorney Eduardo RES, Role of Attorney, IBP number 35-42-5, the 15th of January 16, PTR number 25-98-698, the 2nd of February 17, MCLECOM number 1120021609. Subscribed and sworn before me, in the city of Mandaluyong, this 25th day of July 2017. Affiant exhibited to his driver's licenses number N01-65-001660 issued on February 28, 2014. Signed, Attorney Hercules P. Guzman, Notary Public 4, and in Quezon City, Metro Manila, until December 31, 2017. Quezon City, PTR number 38, 04, 147, 01, 04, 2017. Quezon City, MCLE Exemption 4. Number 0000997 dated May 14, 2013. Roll number 32, 720/TIN number 115860-035, IBP number 10, 32. 320, 0301, 2017. Quezon City, admin number NP 247, 2016-2017. Document number 16, page number 4, book number 18, series of 2017. Copy furnished. 1. CC President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, et al., President, Republic of the Philippines. Malacanang Palace, 1000 Jose Laurel Senior Street, San Miguel Village, Metro Manila, Philippines. Telephone 6302-5363-477. 2. CC Attorney Vitaliano Enagui II, et al., Secretary, Department of Justice DOJ, Padre Fora Street, Ermita, Manila, 1000, Philippines. Phone 632-523-8481. 3. CC Attorney Alvin P. Lung, et al., Judge, International Criminal Court ICC Royal Office of the Holy Redeemer, Ancestral Heritage Assets Redemption and Cash Currency Legal Clearance Department, care of Precise Venture Holdings Limited USA, Gov Law Office, Unit 509, S/F, Eastern Center, phone 852-3-996-9418, fax number 852-3-996-9430. 4. CC Attorney Siriki Nathaniel, et al., Chairman, International Court of Justice ICJ, care of Precise Venture Holdings Limited USA Gov Law Office, Unit 509, S/F, Eastern Center, 1065 Kings Road, Quarry Bay, Hong Kong, phone 852-3996-9418, fax number 852-3996-9430. 5. CC Mr. Jean-Claude Trichet, et al., Chairman, the Trilateral Commissions, the European Group, 5, Rue de Tehran, 75008 Paris, France, telefax 33 1 45 61 42 80 33 1 45 61 42 80. 6. CC Attorney Rosario T. Cesius-Reyes, et al., National President, Integrated Bars of the Philippines, IBP, Ijado J. Angara Wing, 15 Dona Julia Vargas Avenue, Ortigas Center, San Antonio, Pasig, 1605 Metro Manila, Philippines. Telephone, area code 02-631-3014. 7. CC Senator Aquilino Coco Pimentel III, et al., Senate President, President of the Senate of the Philippines, GSIS Building, Financial Center, Macapagal Boulevard, Pasay City. 8. CC Senator Richard J. Gordon, et al., Chairman, Blue Ribbon Committee, GSIS Building, Financial Center, Macapagal Boulevard, Pasay City. 9. CC Attorney Jose C. Calida, et al., Solicitor General, Office of the Solicitor General, 134 Amorcelo Street, Legazpi Village, Makati City, 1229 Philippines. Phone number, country code 63, area code 02-818-6301-09. New trunk line plus 6302-988-10SG or 988-1674. 10. CC Attorney Dante A. Giron, CPA, et al., Director, National Bureau of Investigation NBI Building, Taft Avenue. Ermita, Manila 1000, Philippines. Telephone number 523-82-31-38. Fax number 526-1216. 11. CC Attorney Catalino S. Coy, et al., Officer in Charge, DILG, Department of Interior and Local Government, DILG Napolcom Center, EDSA Corner Quezon Avenue, Quezon City, Philippines. Telephone number 925-0330. 925-0331. 925-8888. Fax number 925-0332. Local number 1002. 12. CC Director General Ronald Bato de la Rosa, et al., PNP Chief General, Philippine National Police PNP, Epifanio de los Santos Avenue, Quezon City, Philippines. Telephone number 6302-723-0401. 13. CC Director Raul Barcena Abusan, et al., Director, CIDG, Criminal Investigation and Detection Group CIDG, Camp Crame, Quezon City, Philippines. Phone number 722-08-777-22-0988, 705-1526. Fax number local 3112. 14. CC Secretary Alan Peter Cayetano, et al., Secretary, Department of Foreign Affairs DFA, 2330 Rojas Boulevard, Pasay, Philippines. Telephone number 632-834-4000, 63-2-834-30. 00. 15. CC Miss Christine Lagarde, et al., Managing Director, International Monetary Fund IMF, 719th Street, NW, Washington, D.C. 20431, USA. Phone, country code 1, area code 202-623-700. Fax number, country code 1, area code 202-623-4661. 16. CC Dr. Jim Yan Kim, et al., President of World Bank Group, 1818 H Street, NW, Washington, D.C. 20433, USA. Phone 202-473-1000. Fax number 202-477-6391. 17. CC Mr. Jack Lew, et al., Secretary, Department of U.S. Treasury, 1500 Pennsylvania Avenue, NW, Washington, D.C. 20220, USA. Phone 202-622-2000. 18. CC Miss Janet Louise Yellen, et al., Chair of the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System, Federal Reserve Bank, 20th Street and Constitution Avenue, NW, Eccles Building, Washington, D.C. 20551, USA. Phone, area code 202-452-3000. 19. CC Honorable Conchita Carpio Morales, et al., Office of the Ombudsman, Ombudsman Building, Agam Road, North Triangle, Diliman, Quezon City 1101. Telephone number 632-479-7300, 63-2. 317-8300. 20. CC Honorable Renato D. Bermejo, et al., LRA Commissioner, Unit 204, LRA Building, East Avenue Corner ER Road, Quezon City, Metro Manila, 63-2-921, 1295. 21. CC Honorable Teresita J. Herbosa, et al., Secretary, SEC Building, EDSA, Green Hills, Mandaluyong City, Metro Manila, Philippines, 632-726-0931-39. Email, miss@sec.gov.ph. 22. CC Attorney Emmeline V. Talabis, et al., Acting LMB Director, Address, Plaza Servants, Binondo, Manila, Philippines, Telephone 632-480-0014, 632-243-6651. 23. CC Mr. Nestor A. Espanilla Jr., et al., Central Bank Governor, Banco Central ng Pilipinas, A. Mabini Street Corner Pia Campo Street, Malati, Manila, Philippines, 1004. Telephone number 632-708-7701. Email beastmail@bsp.gov.ph. 24. CC Mr. Andres D. Bautista, et al., Chairman, Commission on Elections, Palacio del Gobernador, General Luna Street, Intramuros, Manila 1002, Philippines. 25. CC Mr. Alan V. Barcina, et al., OIC Director, Land Management Bureau, DENR Building, Visayas Avenue, Diliman, Quezon City, 1101, Metro Manila, 02-929-6626. Files.